about activists too. New cuts feel like new booms. I might take off when you pee, I take over the beans. I'm a star, so I put a new charm in my pinky. I'm really walking with my Christian Louis Vuitton bleeding. I'm speeding.
We've got a great show in store for you. It's Motivation Monday, and boy, we've got a huge show today. It's all about how to have more confidence. We're going to also talk about how to have a diet-free life. Woo. And we're going to talk about having a soul-blazing week. And next, we're going to talk about having unlimited outfits in your closet like you have unlimited funds. And then we're going to have 2 inspirational stories of 2 women and how they got on the billboards in Los Angeles. And lastly, we're going to talk with 2 sisters who are actors who are adorable.
Full house right now.
Wow.
Talk about Motivation Monday. We're so excited. You know, this is our 2-month anniversary of Good Morning La La, and it is so inspiring and motivating to have a house full of incredible guests. It's such an honor.
Right? We thought we would maybe have a hard time booking people. Apparently not. LA has definitely received us full on, right?
That, yeah, absolutely.
So we're having an extended show. It's going to be a big filled show in the house. We've got people all in the back studio. But we want to remember first that this month is all about love. So the affirmation this month is love is the only truth.
Love is the only truth.
That's right.
Right now. We've got a house full of love today.
There you go.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, Rob?
It was fantastic. It was fast and it was fun.
Wow.
It's over. But yeah, it was dope. I loved it. Yeah. How was your weekend, Jess?
Well, it was great. So a special thank you to Allison Marie Regrusso, who treated us to a nice dinner. She is the founder of Bogavia. And we went out and we sat on the patio at Estrella, and it was just beautiful to be outside and enjoying the February summer that is Los Angeles.
Right.
It was great.
It was amazing. Good food, good people,
Yeah.
good conversation.
And of course, there was the Super Bowl. Did you check out a party, Erin?
OMG. Let me just tell you guys. I went to this party up in Beverly Hills at the top of the mountain. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you how billionaires roll for Super Bowl. So I'm not going to drop names because it's private, try and keep everybody's anonymity. But, okay, so we go to this party, we get invited, and I know these people are multi-billionaires, not just billionaires, multi-billionaires. So we roll up, and there's, 10 ballet guys. You walk in, and there's you think, okay, maybe they're gonna. I didn't know what I was getting. I didn't know if I should be fancy, if I should be in jeans. It's Super Bowl,
you know. It's LA.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
So you walk through. It's not even in the house. You go through the back. There's this huge, huge tent that is like a party in the middle of the day, like a discotheque inside. All these girls, with cocktails and da-da-da. So they had the hamburger, restaurant that came in. They had they had a taco stand, like this whole, everything you can ever imagine. They had a pizza, like a true oven roasted pizzas, whatever you call it.
Wood fire.
They had a wood fire, yes. They had everything. They had ice cream things. They had tequila this, vodka this. I'm not a drinker, but we played. They had ping pong tables, and you name it, it was there. So,
Erin, where was our invitation? Rob and I were not there. I would have liked to. I thought I had it made with homemade hummus. I thought I was really good.
I thought you were doing it.
Yeah, the cheese. I missed out.
but it was so hilarious because we're going to this party, and we're like, well, what do you bring a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
You can't come empty-handed. And I'm like, so we're like, what do we do? So we thought, okay, a bottle of Veuve. Who doesn't like a bottle of Veuve? It's expensive enough, but not too much, but whatever, right? Right.
That's nothing.
Right? Yeah. So we're all concerned about it. So we walked up to the house, and I was like, okay. And of course, they don't answer, billionaires don't answer their doors apparently. So this other girl comes and she goes, okay, thanks, we'll take that. You can go to the party now. So we're like, wait, we didn't get credit for the present we bought. It was hilarious. We had a great time.
Here's how you know you're at an insane party is when you get lost in the party. You get lost in the house. I've been to those parties. It's so incredible and so large. You go to one wing and you literally cannot find your way back to where you entered.
They had 5 living rooms on the main floor.
That happened to me once. It was a so LA moment. I showed up to go to a wedding, and I got the address just slightly off, and I pull up into this gorgeous house, and I park my little Fiat car in the driveway, and I go up and I knock on the door. I'm like, wow, this is kind of quiet for such a big party, but the place is huge, right? Knock on the door, nobody's coming. I'm looking in the windows like a creeper. Dennis Quaid comes out. He's like, can I help you?
You lost.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. But I was like peeping in his windows. He was about ready to call the cops. He was holding back the dogs. And he's like, I think you have the wrong address. And I was like, yes, I do. I'm so sorry. Only in LA.
At least it was nice.
Yeah.
That's
It was
hilarious.
really nice. I mean, I obviously had like the best of intentions. I wasn't trying to
Yeah.
break in. I came dressed for a wedding.
Sure.
You don't really look like a
Stalker.
stalker. You really look like one, so you're safe.
So, but anyway, I just want to give a shout out for just a great party, great people, everyone just so inspirational. So
Yes.
who do we have in the house today?
Well, good morning. We have so many guests in the house here at Good Morning LaLa Land. We like to know how you start your day, what you really love about starting your day in LA. So I want to start with you, Robert, because you are such a fitness expert. You're an author. Let's start with you, the man of the hour. Look at all those beautiful
Look at all the
women
people.
surrounded, right?
Well, it's good to be here, and thank you for the compliment. I'm here to share good news over the diet blues and show people how they can live a diet-free life.
Love that.
Who doesn't want to live a diet-free life?
He's a poet. Didn't know it.
Yeah. Girls, good morning. Next to you, two of Maxim's finest right there. So beautiful. What's your morning routine? How do you start your day in LA?
You go first. Well, we both are early risers, so we love to wake up, hit the gym, and then after maybe go have some breakfast. If it's beautiful weather, there's so many gorgeous places right across from our gym, so we'd love to maybe go to like an organic cafe or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're always together.
We always work together.
We're always
Like,
together.
We work jobs together. We go to the gym together. We don't like leave each other's side. So.
You're on a billboard together.
We were like, if she's on, I'm on.
Yeah. It's a package deal, but yeah, we like to start our days just together.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, Lisa, a soul blazer.
Hi.
How do you start your day soul blazing?
Well, I started at sunrise and I meditate as the sun is rising, and I do my affirmations and I read what I'm going to accomplish today and create a word that my day is going to represent.
What's
and
your
that
word
really
today?
It's love. Yes, I thought that's amazing.
We didn't pay her to say that.
We're in sync here. Yes.
Love is the only truth.
Yes, and I have a daughter, so I, wake her up right after that routine, and I play the song "Happy," and we dance to that when she wakes
love
up,
that
and then we
song.
start our day.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Brittany's such a fashionista. How do you start your day?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. I pretty much wake up and have a cup of coffee first thing, and then I will make a list of everything I need to get done for the day, and then I'll dive into my never-ending list of emails, and then I'll just get to it.
Does anybody ever put something on their list that they've already done so they can put something to
That's
check off?
dope. Yeah.
That is a brilliant
Oh.
idea. I might start doing that.
Yeah, you should. You already feel accomplished when you get to
Exactly.
check off your list immediately.
That is so good.
You know what I do sometimes?
What?
I actually create a list for the universe. Things that I want the universe to take care of. Literally, I'm not kidding. But yeah,
Yeah,
like, these are things outside of my control.
That's so La
Please,
La
universe,
Land,
it
right?
is.
Yeah.
God, please help. Yeah.
Oh, and look at these two sisters. You would think they're twins, but they're not.
No, we're sisters, but we get that a lot. Everyone always stops us, our hair, and they always ask, are you guys twins?
Like we did.
Yeah, we did. And then you answered at the exact same time.
Yeah, we do.
So how do you start your day?
We always start our day with a prayer, and we always like to have positivity, and we just dress up and slay the whole day.
I can see that. I love
All
it.
day. What do you love about living in Los Angeles?
We're from Florida, so it's very different. The people, the whole vibe here is very different, and we love to show our outfits. We get stopped and asked about our hair because you don't see that much, the afro here.
Well, you're from Hollywood, Florida, right?
Yes.
Now Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were born for Hollywood. Right?
Yeah.
Certainly look the part, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
Okay, great. Wow.
So lucky, so blessed to have so many fantastic guests.
Yes, we're so excited to know more about all of you later in the show.
Right? So when we come back, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to kind of debate how to have confidence because we've got some articles and we have our little shtick. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm Jezlan, host of Good Morning La La Land, and I've got one of my co-producers here, Victoria Simone.
Hey girl, what happened this week in La La Land?
So in case you missed it live, let me tell you all about it over some coffee. On Monday, we had the creator of Jinja in the house.
Jinja.
Yes. On Tuesday was Transformation Tuesday with Catherine Orford and Holly Perkins.
Lift to get lean. Look at that.
Absolutely. Wednesday, we had True Wealth expert Amelia Barroso, also Victoria Frass, social media queen. Also the sleep doctor, Dr.
Derek
Lacey. Yes. Thursday, we had Pia Montiel. She is an Emmy Award-winning producer and host, and the global child himself, Augusto Valverde. Friday, we had the Sexual Disorientation podcast with Sylvia Sage and Dr. Ramani, and the 13-time award-winning Emmy producer of the Oprah Winfrey Show, Ellen Rakuten. It was a good week in La La Land.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into This Week in Focus. I am your host, Victoria Simone, bringing you some of the highlights of what was filmed last week at the Focus TV network, which is America's first video streaming talk show network. Today I have Jezlan, host of Good Morning La La Land, helping me out today. We have 3 new shows on our network along with our normal lineup. First show is Moms Matter, hosted by Shirin Yadigar. We have Soul Reboot, hosted by the amazing Allison Charles. And the Rosé Girls with Jess Carroll, who is also on your show.
Absolutely.
Aside from our busy week, we had Good Morning La La Land, who was on your show.
We had 12 great interviews, including the founder of Jinja. Yes. We also had Augusto Valverde, the global child himself, social media queen Victoria Frass, and 13-time Emmy Award-winning producer Ellen Rakuten of The Oprah Show.
Thanks for tuning into This Week in Focus. Jez, thanks for helping me out.
Cheers.
Go.
Welcome back. We are live in Los Angeles with Good Morning La La Land, and we are so excited because we have a full house on Motivation Monday.
Definitely full.
And we are talking confidence. So we'd like to ask our guests, what is one key you have to remaining confident? Especially in Hollywood, that can be kind of a trick. Girls, we'll start with you with the mic. What's your one key to being confident?
I think it's just being true to yourself and personalizing things, putting it through your everyday life. Expressing yourself through your clothes, because me and my sister are about fashion, so we like to express ourselves through our clothing, and just have fun and have positivity throughout your life, and a great support system.
Woo, so
Love it.
well said.
She's not at all.
She's laying all day.
Yeah.
Wow. I love following up that one.
Yeah, for me, also it's about our hair, because so many people, they don't like to go out and wear their natural hair out. So our afro is also a message to young girls that it doesn't matter, you don't have to be afraid to wear your natural hair, just rock it.
Rock it.
Love
Ooh,
that.
I love that. Brittany, what's one of your keys to confidence?
So I think just kind of piggybacking off of you guys, fashion is a really big one for me. But I think what I love most about fashion is how it makes you feel. So I think it's important not to necessarily follow like the trends and do what makes you feel good. So you might like try a trend, but if that doesn't make you feel confident, then you should stay away from that. So I think it's important to do what gives you the most confidence and wear what gives you the most confidence. And then
Fair
just,
enough.
yeah.
Lisa,
kill it.
soul blazing through life. We've got a legacy leader in the house. Give us the words of wisdom.
Okay. Well, I think the key to confidence is knowing who you are, getting in touch with your authentic soul, because being yourself is the best you can be. No one else could be you as well as you can be. So I think that's the key. And to get there, it's really going in and meditation and really finding out who you are, who you want to be. And I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger said something that was really great. He said he puts like a box in front of him and you just step into that box, and then that's who you are, because that's who your authentic soul is. And if you start, fake it till you make it, start being that person and quit trying to impress people, quit trying to say, oh, I should be this way, I should be that way, and just kind of floating in the wind, just knowing who you are and knowing how to say no, so your yes means something. Because if you don't know how to say no, your yes is nothing. You're flying all over the place. So once you know who you are, you're grounded in yourself, confidence just happens.
What a wealth of wisdom we have in that studio. Oh my gosh. Okay, girls, you just ooze confidence. I saw that billboard. I see it on Max. What's your secret?
For me, I just like smiling. Like, I think that confidence comes from within, and when you smile and like radiate positivity, like positivity will be radiated back onto you. So I think just always having like good vibes and starting your day on a positive note will give you confidence.
And that's why you don't ever leave her side, do you, Kinsey?
I need the positivity.
That positivity is just contagious, isn't it?
Right. And I think less self-doubt, whatever you want to achieve, you can. So just going into your day, and like for us, we didn't expect to be models. It just happened, and we didn't doubt ourselves, and we just put our all into it, and we're confident that we can achieve anything we set our mind to. So no self-doubt.
Cute.
And no diets either, no self-doubt.
Let me tell you, there's a lot of confidence sitting on this couch. Very impressive. I would say clarity. I believe when it comes to nutrition, when you have clarity, it gives you a confidence that most people don't have. And unfortunately, when you don't have clarity, you fall prey to things that aren't necessarily going to be helpful. So clarity is what is the foundation for my daily confidence, and something that I strongly recommend that people have is clarity in who you are, clarity in what you're going to do, clarity on where you're directed. Clarity really gives you the confidence to experience a continuance of success.
I can't wait for you to give me a little more clarity.
How you can eat what you want.
So well said. Jeez Louise. So today is Motivation Monday again, and we want to talk about how to have more confidence. And well, I think they already said it all. We don't need to say anymore.
So wrote a book on it. Yeah, absolutely.
But really, right? But debating between appearing to be confident versus true confidence. And it's so funny because there's so many incredible articles, but I think WikiHow, they're amazing actually.
Yeah,
like
they
they
kinda-
break stuff down.
They do. It's like the Cliff Notes version.
Mainstreaming consciousness.
That's right.
So they have it. I like that they do say appearing confident. So
Yeah.
they were really authentic and not, telling something else. But it says, number one, look the part. And I think that, some of our guests touched on that. Like when you just look the part, like you're confident, whether you are or not, even,
Yeah.
all these things. It's fascinating, though.
Yeah, it's a huge ego boost. When you can, and sometimes it's often easier to sort of act or look the part into becoming the part than it is trying to think your way there.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of science behind that.
So what Lisa said, I completely am in alignment with. Obviously, her soul blazing is completely in line with universal truth. And I agree that it always confidence. You have to know who you are is the number one thing through meditation, whatever, getting in touch with that. But I can't disagree that when I put on a little bit of self-tanner, I feel a little bit more confident because I feel and I look good,
Absolutely. When you have like a great outfit from Fashion Pass, thank you, Brittany, you feel like a stronger, more put together woman. Even if in my head I'm freaking out, at least I don't look like I'm freaking out. It helps, I don't know, flip the mindset a little bit.
Absolutely, and the more consistently you feel confident, the more it seeps inside of you, so it actually becomes a more authentic feeling for you. It becomes a more natural and regular feeling.
For sure. So number two, I love this one, is basically your posture. Perfect your posture. And like, it's so true. Like when you come in, there's been so many studies done on like how people are standing, how confident they are. I heard one talk one time about someone saying they put on like a Superman, whatever it's called. Cape.
Yeah.
And they stand tall with their chest out. Like it's amazing what it does for the psyche.
Yeah, so Amy Cuddy's done a lot of work on that, the Harvard researcher. She has a TED Talk, the book called Presence, and her entire work really is about taking on sort of the body language and the posture of someone who's confident. And so if you do that long enough, it often has a real effect on your brain and on your psychology around it.
I'm sure,
Yeah,
same with I'm sure modeling, Jez, when people are
Yeah.
strutting along, how much that plays on your confidence.
Absolutely. And I was always awkwardly tall from a very young age. And so my mom put me into dance class because she really wanted me to be able to perfect my posture and stand in my, height and be able to be proud of my body rather than slumping down and I want to be short like my friends. You know? And she really taught me that, and I'm so grateful.
So true.
Mama Moye.
Right?
Yeah.
So number three is smile, and I couldn't agree more, right? We've talked about this multiple times on this show, and just how much just getting your face in that posture, or when someone walks in, you can't help but like somebody that's smiling.
Well, totally. I mean, and that's true for lots of reasons. One, when you smile, you send endorphins through your brain. Those are feel-good emotions, and people feel that. So there are mirror neurons in all of our heads. So what happens when somebody smiles is instantly these mirror neurons are activated, and it causes you to want to smile back.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want to call a little BS belief system on this article, in that you can't pretend and smile when you're sad and suffering inside. It's one of the pitfalls of all this positive stuff.
Well, you can.
You can, but
It may
it's all not
It's
being
not a
authentic.
great long-term approach.
So
right?
I've learned from you, though, that if you smile inauthentically, you actually cause little tears in your heart.
In the other person's heart, in other people's hearts. Yeah. So if
I'm
it's
a
not
heartbreaker.
yeah, I know it's really disconcerting. So if it's not a real smile or a Duchenne smile, which means if it's not one that's coming from a place of sincerity on the inside.
Yeah, but you can't. If you're sad and you're having a hard day, it's okay to be sad.
No question about
maybe
that.
some of the most confident people I know, like when they honor their emotions, they're not going to just go and smile when they're not.
No
feeling like smiling.
question about that. But let's assume for 1 second that you just had something horrible happen, and you have a very important meeting that you cannot skip or reschedule.
Yeah.
If you show up to that meeting and you're devastated, you can go ahead and do it and be sad. At the end of the day, you probably would prefer just for the 30 minutes to be able to put on enough of a confident air that you get through the meeting. I'm not saying you don't have to honor your feelings. Of course you want to honor your feelings. That's absolutely critical to emotional and mental health. But that doesn't always mean that you have to give into the emotion that you're feeling at that particular time.
It's true.
Right?
Very, very true. You're not your emotions. You're the creator of your emotions, right?
Sure.
Okay, so number 4 is make eye contact. This is so true. We had a guest one day, and people make contact with their eyes, and then there's a level of where they don't stop making contact with your eyes, and you're like, whoa, this person has a whole other level of confidence that I've ever experienced, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. It can be a real challenging thing to do when you don't feel particularly confident, when you're shy or introverted. And there's also cultural differences, right? So in some cultures, the longer that you maintain the eye gazing, the more uncomfortable you make other people. And so there are lots of sort of caveats to all of these things.
So fascinating. One of the actual transformational work that many times we've done in workshops is where you actually stare at another person in the eye. And it's like, because it's so uncomfortable for some people, they've never just looked somebody directly in the eye and stayed there with completely being with somebody. And
How
it can
does
be.
that make people so uncomfortable?
I think it's a mirror. I think all of life is a mirror. So when we look at someone else fully, we have to accept ourselves fully. And it's like it's a subconscious way of not dealing with what is really there for us.
Yeah. The other challenge too is, I think, and the opportunity is to be able to sort of look people in the eye with complete non-judgment, right? So that you have, if possible, even a very quiet mind, and that sort of communicates a much different energy than looking at somebody and having judgment or thoughts or being distracted even though you're staring at them.
Right.
Isn't it interesting when you make powerful eye contact with somebody and you actually feel that moment? Like, let's say you're at a bar and you make the eyes at the guy across the bar, whatever, and you've seen like 24 other people, but that one person, like when your eyes connect,
So true.
it's like your soul connects.
Right, so true. So number 5 is have approachable body language. Again, same thing. So if you're, sitting like this versus, open, it's literally, a subjective concept, right?
Yeah.
So I have a question about that, because people tell me sometimes that I'm very unapproachable, which I'd like to, disagree with that. But how do you have a body language that makes you more approachable? What is that?
Yeah, so mostly that's about being deeply comfortable and confident in yourself, right? So it's easier to sort of manage all of these things if you do it from the inside out, of course. But the more at peace you are and the happier you are with yourself, the more naturally you'll communicate or express this like open, relaxed, inviting energy and body language. Yeah.
So true. So lastly, number 6 is hold your gaze, which we already went over. So holding your gaze, your eye contact is, I think, one of the most important if you're going to be appearing confident. Number 1 is for sure that.
And I do want to make one comment, because you said something really fantastic and you played off that well, Jezlan, and I think one of our guests mentioned it, and that is, at the end of the day, I don't think it's real confidence unless it's unconditional confidence. And I think unconditional confidence comes when you know deeply who you are, and who you are is something that's more non-physical, and it's more about something almost spiritual. I think anytime your confidence depends on your competence or your intelligence or your beauty, you're going to have moments where you feel terribly insecure.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So basically it comes down to one thing, not putting your confidence out in the world. The confidence always begins within. But I think that we should get to the back studio. We have so many epic, amazing people in the house to interview and dive deep into their confidence and their life and their motivation. So stay tuned, you guys. We will be right back.
Hello, Los Angeles. I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Papra.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the globe.
Welcome to Good Morning La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jezlan.
And we're making history as the first live streaming daily talk show.
This is where all kinds of shit happens.
Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles, at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. So, Kelly, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alyssa. This is so fun.
I know.
What's up, Rose girls? I'm Jessica Carroll. Today we're gonna have so much fun because we have fitness personality Katie Austin.
Hey,
we're
thanks for
having
having me
Rose
on.
with
Cheers.
Katie Austin.
I love it. It
Cheers.
feels like a Saturday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest. In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. I mean, no big deal, but huge. Hi.
Thank you. Hi.
Are we so excited right now?
We are so excited.
I mean, we have roses, we have perfect lighting, we've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Pascucci, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jenna Barnett with Millennial Mom on Focus TV. And today I have Jennifer Yen here today to chat with me about all things mom related. So you actually started your career as an actress and you were on the very famous TV series Power Rangers, right?
Yes, I used to fight them as my first career.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay Edwina Chia. Ladies and genticles, Tiffany Angulo. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You know, you're my Beige Bay of the week, not only because of your nationality, but because you just seem like the girl who does it all.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allie Landry, and welcome to Reshape TV. I have created an online platform, reshapelive.com and Reshape TV, to provide a place where women can learn from the very best resources for those of us who are striving to reshape our lives and live an optimal, healthy lifestyle.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl, and I'm here with Liz Hernandez, former TV host at Access Hollywood and now the founder of Wordiful. So excited to hear more about that. Liz, thank you so much for being here today.
Hi, Gwen. Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. It's Michelle Gillette, life coach and host of the Spotlight series on Focus TV. And joining us today is our dear friend, Shalini Videra.
And thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm so happy to be here.
You're the perfect person to be here because we love anything that is, women helping other women, women empowering other women.
Hi, I'm Janica. I'm here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females. And today I interview Doriana Richmond. You're going to love listening to Doriana. Not only is she beautiful, but she's so heartfelt, and she has created this amazing jewelry line called Stone Simple.
Hi. Oh, thank you for that introduction.
Yeah,
Wow.
of course. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, and welcome to Everyday Game Changers, a show that features people giving back to their community. I'm your host, Annalise Getz, and today we are joined by Rolanda Watts. Rolanda is a stand-up comedian, she's an actress, she's a television personality, and she is a philanthropist, which is why she's here today. So thank you for joining us, Rolanda.
Thank you for having me. A joy to be here.
Today on Moms Matter, we're going to talk about money, 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 something that we all struggle with and we need help with. And that's why we have the fabulous Winnie Sun, who's here with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you've been on MSNBC and Forbes, and you are the money expert.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new magical episode of Soul Reboot. I am your host, Allison Charles. Please welcome and meet this powerful divine queen whose name is Daphne Wayans. I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm so honored to be here.
Back live from Los Angeles, we have an extraordinary human being here, Robert Ferguson, talking about diet-free life. I like you already.
Well, it's good to be here. Come on, show.
So nice to meet you.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about.
So much to talk about. And on our quick little break, you were telling us that you're going to give us the truth about collagen, because that's all the rage right now, right?
There is a lot of rage about collagen, and it works.
And are you using it?
I use it. Yeah, I'm like 85 years old. I'm 85.
But I'm going to say, and I'm going to play a little devil's advocate right now, in that I get that there's patents, there's these formulas, people want to promote products, but I'm a true believer that we should be able to cleanse, detox, and align with Mother Nature and have this naturally occur in our bodies. So how would we get it without taking that pill?
Well, I'm totally with you. You know, as a clinical nutritionist and one who's done a ton of work and major studies all over, actually worldwide, this collagen that I'm talking about inhibits that one enzyme. So just think about that. So it stops an enzyme from doing what causes us to look older, which is going to happen regardless. So if it inhibits that,
Stop aging.
you literally can.
Wow.
And then you have scientific studies that support it. I mean, you can go to PubMed and look at the abstracts on what I'm talking about, and it's very, very clear. So all your top cosmetic surgeons, like in Beverly Hills now, have been turned on to this for post-operation, like, you know, procedures to help people heal faster, burn victims. When you have like hyaluronic acid that's taking place from the inside out, you're going to look younger, your skin's going to feel better, everything is going to be better.
It's interesting because hyaluronic acid is such a trend right now, and you see it, I mean, even down to the drugstore brands, Neutrogena, hyaluronic acid,
And they're all talking, but they're not really able to substantiate. So when you have like the studies that support an increase of 6,000% of hyaluronic acid in the blood by just taking a certain type of collagen, that is amazing.
And are there any additional health benefits besides obviously just stopping the aging and looking older? I mean, what?
I mean, that's like, that is the health benefit.
It's
like collagen. Like I said, if I could sing, I would create a song called College.
So back to, you know, Motivation Monday and having a diet-free life. That's, you know, I think that because people start Monday, they all start their diets, they never work. By Thursday, they're off their diets. Let's face the fact. So how do I stay motivated to not? I mean, for me, it's like I don't diet, so that's my motivation. But what is it that you're teaching in a diet-free life?
Well, my take on why people are challenged with like obesity and why we can't seem to reverse it is that the uninformed are often misled or influenced by the misinformed. So there's a lot of information that people think they know is true. And because of confirmation bias, they're going to stay very focused on that that's true.
Right.
But the
And
reality
education
is,
system. What are you trying to say? No, just
you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like we got to open up and be open-minded. So I'm the guy that says you can eat a Big Mac and still lose weight. I'm the guy that says you can have chocolate and wine and everything works out fine. I'm the guy that says no food is off limits. And I have the only clinical proven nutrition plan in the U.S., you know, supported by Aetna Insurance, where we actually prove going to under-resourced, underserved communities, we were able to reverse childhood obesity by helping people eat foods that many people say you shouldn't eat, but if you eat them in the right combinations, you can get the outcomes that you desire. So because that's proven, even when I walk in front of an AMA, American Medical Association, National Medical Association, or the work I've done with Let's Move, when I go in there and I first start talking, they're like, arms are crossed, legs are folded, because it goes against everything they believe they know. But then when they look at the data and they go, wow, so how does this work, Robert? It's like meeting people where they are. I'm going to show you how to eat foods in the right combinations. And as a result, we're going to optimize blood sugar. So it's not going to drop too low, it's not going to go too high. Then we're setting the precedence of making the most of various hormones, from insulin to leptin to glucagon. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
But this is way too complex for the normal person out there. They don't have time to sit down and come to you and figure it all out, right? So what are some tips?
That's not true.
I feel
What
like
are
this
some
is
tips
a
that you
very
do?
approachable plan when you're meeting people where they are. And you say you can eat a Big Mac and lose weight. I don't know a single person who would say, sign me up.
I mean, our producer, we had filet of fish the other night, late at night, and we were happy and smiling.
It came in thin still.
Right, but see, the thing was, we didn't eat the bread with the fries. That's what adds inches to the thighs. So if you're going to eat, then eat. If
I
you want the bread,
completely agree with that.
don't eat the
Yeah,
fries. But if
I
you really
agree.
want the fries, don't eat the bread.
I
It's
agree.
really that simple.
That was like 1980s Fit for Life. Like that was the whole thing. Don't combine too many things. And I agree. I think it's like
Right.
have your carbs, have them in a simple meal in the afternoon versus in all your meals. It confuses the body.
Yeah.
Too
So
much
I do
going
make
on.
it really, really, really simple.
I like that.
I'm very curious. What was your personal journey to fitness and nutrition like?
Well, I've been an athlete my entire life. So my journey really is stimulated by my mom. So my mom is one of those women who yo-yoed her entire life. So she would gain 100, lose 100. When Oprah Winfrey gained 50, my mom gained 50. And so watching her go through the pain and discomfort and frustration of that opened my eyes that no mom needs to go through that. And so at one point in my life, I was asked to do a weight loss seminar, and I just met people where they were. I showed them, if you really are going to drink soda, let me show you how to make that work. If you really are going to eat those fried chicken wings, let me show you how to make that work. And in the end, I've helped thousands of people do it.
What do you think is the greatest hurdle for most people? Is it just habit? Is it just the sort of lack of information or the bad information? What would you say is the number one challenge that people face when they sort of take this?
I think confusion. It's kind of like earlier with motivational Monday when I say clarity. When you have like when I would work with the boxers, right? So my job was to get the boxers to make weight.
So worked on a show called The Contender.
Worked on the show and with the fighters. I wear this championship ring because of Sergio Moore. I helped him become a world champion, and I had him eating chocolate every day. It's really one of those things where you just show people how they can eat what they're going to eat in private, and make it where it's part of a lifestyle. And if they get results, who can argue with that?
I love that.
It's interesting because one of the things that was trending there for a while was LeBron was talking about how LeBron James, basketball player, how he drinks wine before games, the night before games.
Nice.
Right? And lots of people were like, how is that
Go
possible?
LeBron!
Yeah, how is that possible? But it's possible for exactly the reason that you're identifying here, right?
Well, when it comes to wine, bodybuilders oftentimes will drink wine before they walk on the stage. It helps you appear to be more vascular. So, you know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot of cool little tips and tricks that are out there to get a certain look. Or like with Tony Braxton and certain celebrities I've worked with over the years, when they're going to walk the red carpet, I'm the guy that's in the background going, okay, let me show you how you can literally get that body tight and wear white, but yet not feel like you're deprived and missing out.
I love that. I'm all about that Frenchy style. That's like,
I noticed you're pulling a tweetables.
I got rhymes.
I do. I really like that. I think that the whole wave of all these different, and in LA, every week it's a new trend. Only eat this, only eat that. And I think, go for it, you guys. I'm not into it.
Right.
I learned that the hard way. I did some terrible diets in my 20s where there was no fat, no whatever, and not healthy at all. And I'll never do that. I believe in balance like you preach. So I think it's amazing. So how can people begin? Like, give us a few tips for people besides not eating the French fries with the bread.
Bread with the fries.
What else?
I would say do the opposite of the sumo wrestler, right? Because the sumo wrestler in Japan, they have it down to a science on how to get big. So the bigger the sumo wrestler is, the more money they can make. So they got it down to where the fat gain is not visceral, like around the organs. It's like subcutaneous. It's like on the outside. And so they've got it down. So what do they do? So let's look at what they do.
I love that.
The sumo wrestler does not drink a lot of water, because if you drink water, your metabolism is sped up. Okay, the sumo wrestler eats once, maybe twice a day, because that's how you slow your metabolism, right? And so most people watching this program are like, he's talking about me. Yes. So they are on a sumo diet. So if you do the opposite, that means that you're going to eat maybe 3 meals in a day and maybe snack in between. So then you need a structure of accountability, you know what I mean? Or like a mentor or a coach or someone that can kind of keep you on track.
You have some challenges available to people online.
I do.
Tell us about
Good
it.
job. I did some research. After I did the work with Aetna Insurance on helping people in underserved communities be successful, I decided in 2018 to make my program free.
So where can they find you to work with you? Where can they find the challenges, and where can they find that first supplement?
They can find everything at dietfreelife.com. And if they reach out, then we'll tell them about the collagen and this other product we call a collagen fat shrinker, which is unbelievable. So maybe I'll come back and tell you all about
We
that.
would like to find out about those, right?
In the meantime, I'll try it and let you know what we think of it.
We can do that.
Right?
We can have
We would really love to try that.
Jezlan
I
takes
would
on
like
all
to try
challenges.
the collagen,
I'll make sure I get you guys information on it.
Great. Thank you so much.
I love that so much. Thank you so much for coming down.
Oh,
to
thank
Focus
you.
TV.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
So wonderful to see you again, and just looking forward to trying out the stuff.
All right, let's
bring it on.
put it to the test.
Right? 'Cause I'm under your preaching for sure. So thank you very much, you guys.
All
So
right, thank you.
stay tuned, you guys. We're gonna take a little break and come on back. So stay tuned. Good morning, La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jezlan. Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles.
America's first live streaming daily talk show.
At 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
And we have a sexy show for you today.
We have got Will, Leanne, and Gabe in the house. Let's go back there. Hi!
Talked to 4 beautiful, intelligent, conscious women. Clearly, I was miserable the entire time.
She has a TV show similar to yours.
Ellen.
Yes!
Yes.
The little peck. Come on.
I feel so bad for Jess.
We're live. Do it for the people viewing.
For the people.
Wow.
MICKEYMOUSC Club Mickey Mouse.
We definitely were not prepared today, and it was the
I'm okay on, but the other half.
We are streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Happy holidays.
It's gonna be a
Good morning, La La Land.
5, 6, 7, 8. We are the Mouseketeers, and we proudly wear our ears. We mousin', we mousin', MICKEYMOUSC Club Mickey Mouse. Good morning, La La Land.
We are live in Los Angeles on Good Morning La La Land with Lisa Haisha, a true soul blazer and a legacy leader. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
And congratulations, your new show is premiering February 8th on Amazon. Tell us about it.
Yes. Oh, it's so exciting. I've traveled all over the world, and I love talking to people. I love talking to strangers and people who are doing interesting things because I always love to learn and grow. So I thought, why not create a show of people who have done extraordinary things?
And when you say travel all over the world, I mean,
Yes.
for decades, over 60 countries,
Yes.
you really saw the world.
I saw the world.
By air, by land, by soul.
Yes, I like that.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
So Lisa, it talks about, you talk about how, I think a lot of us can relate to this, where we've all read the self-help books, we've gone to self-help seminars, and we're just tired. We're like, okay. And you've put this into a format where people can just consume it, they can engage via, your show on Amazon. What inspired you? Was it something that you saw for yourself? Like you were like, okay, I'm done with all these self-help books, and had you start the show?
Well, it came about because I have so many amazing friends too. And when I'm talking to my friends, I'm like, oh, you're amazing. Just hearing their stories, like, 2-time Grammy winners, people who climbed the highest summit.
But what was your journey to being your best self? What was that crossroads in your life for you?
Well, I grew up in a Middle Eastern household where I wasn't really allowed to go out, date, and all that kind of stuff. So I was starving for who is out there because I was told, all men are dangerous, they're going to hurt you, all women are this. And so it's just, you have to marry within our culture, that kind of thing, to be safe and protected. So I was so curious, who is out there? So it just...
What was that changing moment for you?
Well, I was out making a cake 3 houses down. This is kind of a long story. I'll try to shorten it.
Oh, it's done.
And we weren't really allowed to go out when the street lights were on. So my dad worked 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And one day I was baking a cake after school. You get out at 3, so I was baking a cake, came home at 5:30, 3 houses down, in my school uniform. We went to Catholic schools, and my dad happened to be home. And he was furious. What are you doing? Is this what's going on? And I'm sending you to an orphanage.
And I'm like, what? I'm sending you to an orphanage, call an orphanage. I'm like, what did I do? I was just baking a cake. You know, you're not allowed to be out. And what are you out in a skirt for? I'm like, it's my school uniform, you know?
Wow.
So he was making me an example. I have 4 sisters, and he just wanted to keep us safe. You know, he was afraid of, you know, kidnappings, rapes, or anything like that. But it's a little extreme. So in that moment, you know, I went to my room crying, oh, I want to leave. I want to run away from home. And, you know, I thought, this is the person I trust more than anybody in the world, and he's saying, don't trust these people. So I'm like, I want to meet these people. So it sparked something in me, and I started hitchhiking, and I was like this total goody-goody, you know. I really did everything right, but at that moment, and I only would get into cars with people who were like Hell's Angels, bad guys. If it was like you pulled over, I'd say, I'm just kidding.
Rebel with a cause.
And I just, who are you? Why are you broke? Why do you have tattoos? Why do you know, this is back in the early 80s.
And were you doing this all in secret?
All in secret. Nobody knew. And I had a girlfriend who was a little bit of a rebel, and she said, oh, I hitchhike all the time. That's what gave me the idea.
Wow. Such
And
a
it
great
just
story.
shifted that. And then a girlfriend of mine wanted to travel to Europe, you know, after graduating college. And again, you're not allowed to really go out so much. And I was living with my dad. So even at 18, 19, 20, I was at home.
Secretly hitchhiking.
Yes, at home and in college. So when I graduated, I wanted to go to Europe with her. And my dad said, you can't go. You're not allowed to spend the night away from home. And then I wrote a note. I'm leaving. So when he came home, we got it. I said, I'll be back in 3 weeks. So sorry, have to do this. So I went to Europe, did my European vacation, and came back. And I'm like, I can't stay in San Diego anymore.
Wow.
I can't do this. So I moved to LA. And that's where racism comes in, and bigotry, and just homophobia, all that stuff, because this is all you know. All I knew was my little world. And I'm like, all these other opinions that make sense too, and all these people who have so much to offer and share. You know, I stayed with Bedouins in the mountains of Petra. And yeah, I was scared. You know, there was a husband and wife, but I went with this guy. I was going to go into Petra for a day. And everyone there was Muhammad. So I saw this guy there, and I said, Muhammad. And I was like, how do I know? I go, you don't remember me? And he's like, no. And like, we started laughing. I said, everyone I've met here is Muhammad. He goes, yeah, I'm Muhammad. I said, and he's like, let me give you a tour. And I'm like, oh, it's right here. He goes, I'm going to give you the real tour. And he starts driving me up here with a girlfriend up a hill this way for about 45 minutes, and we got scared. And we're like, Petra's over there. And they're like looking like ants, all the tourists.
Oh, no.
And I thought I pushed my luck too far that time. But when we got there, his family had, they were baking food underground, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, and had music playing and candles in the caves. And it was one of the most incredible days of my life. And the husband was there with his 5 wives, and there's 50 kids. It's like, oh my God, this is where they live. This is how they, but it just opened my eyes, and people are so petrified of these people. And it was an amazing experience, and everyone left. And then the guy who brought us up there, Muhammad, who we call Hubbly Bubbly because he smoked the hookah pipes all the time, he wouldn't let us go home. So we had to stay the night there, and all we had was a pareo and a tank top and flip-flops. He's like, no, you're going to stay here because you're going to see the real Petra, you know. And we stayed the night, and, you know, the morning, waking up where you could touch the sun, and it was just one of the most incredible experiences. But if you didn't take that chance, you would have never known. I'm not advocating getting the cars with strangers, especially on travels, especially today. But it was when you're that open, I think when you're, again, talking confidence. When I went to Europe, the European vacation, I'm new, come hurt me, come steal from me. I don't know what I'm doing on my forehead, because 4 days in, I got all my stuff stolen away. 2 days later, I buy new stuff, had bags stolen. On an all-night train, both bags stolen. I mean, it was just wherever I went, guys coming around just patting you on the butt in Italy, and it's like, what is going on here? And it's because you're not used to it. You don't know who you are, and you carry that with you. And this time, after all my experiences, I had a solid foundation of, you know, you don't mess with me, or I'm coming with light, whatever it is, because everyone there, you know, oh, be scared of the Middle East. opened the doors, and I was with a friend, and it was just, come stay with us. You don't have to pay. You're women. Eat here. Everyone was there to serve us, and I'm like, this is the Middle East.
It sounds like your series on Amazon. I'm definitely going to watch. It's going to be amazing. But I want to see the movie that you make about the blessing that your dad taught you. That propelled you into going and really desiring to adventure the world.
He's from Iraq, so I went to find my roots in Iraq. That's how it really all started too. And I started going to the orphanages because that's where he wanted to send me. And he's from a town in Tel Kef. And I'm like, oh my God, this town just has a hospital, an orphanage, an ice cream truck, and a school, and a church, and then caves lined up.
What do you think you learned about yourself when you went there?
Well, I started asking the orphans, who would you want to be in the world and why? And how do you feel? And they're like, why does everyone want to kill us? Why is everyone hurting us? My uncle lost his leg, this and that. And I realized none of them had voices. They couldn't speak their mind. And that's how I felt growing up, because it was like, think this way, be this way. If not, silent treatment or something would happen. And so I thought, I need to memorialize these kids' words. They need a voice. So I said, I'm going to memorialize your words. I care about you. It's just the government. That's what's happening. So that set me out on a 5-year journey to 15 orphanages where I interviewed children about, is God fair? Why are we not? Who in the world would you want to be and why? Asking several questions to them.
It's such an interesting journey, because it's really a journey of love.
Yes.
And learning love.
Yes.
It's a journey of happiness and learning happiness and spreading love and happiness. And it's just phenomenal the ways in which a lot of the stereotypes are broken in this journey, right? Simple things like you can love somebody, but that doesn't mean that you have to let them walk all over you.
Yes.
You can love people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have boundaries, for instance. And what would you say that, you most learned about love? What is it about love that you would want people to know?
If you don't love yourself, you can't love someone else. So that's where soul blazing comes in. It really teaches you to go in. An exercise I give everyone, I think you guys actually touched on that, eye gazing. That's a huge thing in my business, to look yourself in the eyes, this close, and really say, I love you, and say your name. I love you, Lisa. I love you, Lisa, and really start feeling it. And people say, oh, affirmations, tutti frutti, who cares? They really don't work. They don't work because they're not grounded in something. So what I teach is anytime you have a negative thought, God, I feel fat today. Oh, I hope I'm good on this show, or I hope this, or I hope this person likes me. Whatever it is, you catch yourself and you have a pad and you write that down, the negative thought down.
The belief systems.
Everything, yes. And then you change it to a positive. Or I'm a narcissist, I'm controlling, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, whatever it is, or that people call you.
Find your show, obviously Amazon.
Yes.
And it's called Soul Blazing?
Soul Blazing with Lisa Haysha.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
I'm so excited. And you interview, it's a 15 episodes.
15, yes.
With a bunch of different experts in the
Yes.
field of things. Great. We're so excited. So anywhere else they can find you on your website?
Yes,
Personal website?
lisahaysha.com and the Soul Blazing Institute if you're interested in any programs. And we're creating more programs for you to take online if you can't make it to LA or attend a workshop.
Wonderful.
Wow.
So
Yes.
thank you so much
Thank you.
for all of your divine
Thank you
work.
so
So we really
much.
appreciate it. So
Thank you.
stay tuned, you
You're
guys.
welcome.
We will be
Welcome
right
back to
back.
Good Morning La La Land. It's hashtag Motivation Monday, and we have a fashionista in the house, Brittany Johnson, founder of The Fashion Pass. You look gorgeous today.
Oh, thank you.
to the
Thank
show.
you guys for
Thanks.
having
So nice to
me.
meet
Well, you have your own fashion pass. So
That is true. It's almost, I feel like there's more pressure on me to look good every time I walk outside the house, because I feel like everyone's always like, is that Fashion Pass?
Right.
I have to be like representing all the time.
all the time. So tell people, what is Fashion Pass?
So Fashion Pass is a monthly membership that allows you to rent unlimited clothing and accessory items and swap them for new ones as many times a month as you want.
Wow.
I just have to say thank you so much for creating this business. It's something I've been thinking about literally for over 10 years. I thought one day there's just no reason why we all have all these clothes. It's ridiculous.
I completely
Hurts
agree.
the environment. We don't have time for it to cost too much. Like, thank you so much. For me,
my
you're like the
gosh.
universe unfolded perfectly.
It's so funny. I was in the same boat though for, I don't even know how many years, probably 6 years now. I've been thinking about this idea, and I kept thinking like, someone's gonna go out and build this, And then when no one built it in the way that I wanted, I was like, well, I really need this done, so I guess I'm gonna do it myself.
Wow.
Right?
Isn't that just a message in and of itself? If you want something bad enough, you just have to do it for yourself.
Pretty much.
Build it and they will come. It's
Exactly.
the Field of Dreams movie. Yeah, I love that.
So how in the world have you done this?
So I started, I pretty much started out by myself, and I had some friends who definitely like encouraged me along the way, but it really was a one-man show at first. So I went out and bought the inventory. I created relationships with brands and designers. I got them to sell to us, and then I started building a website, but I really had no idea what I was doing or how to track inventory. It was a tech company that I was really building, but I knew nothing about the back end of tech. So thankfully, my boyfriend started, like, his interest, I guess, got piqued because we were getting so much interest, and so many of my friends were like, oh my God, this is the greatest idea ever. I can't wait to sign up. And then I was like, wait, how am I going to manage inventory? How are we going to manage this website? So he has an amazing tech background, and he is a genius. So he pretty much built the infrastructure that Fashion Pass runs on. And then I created everything else.
Isn't it incredible how the universe brings certain people together just to be able to have, like, how would you have ever known that?
I wouldn't, managing it for the first couple of months, I was doing so much manually. Every time someone would sign up, I would literally run to my computer and send them a welcome email. Like, it was
That's hilarious.
that bad. I was like, oh no, I'm not home and someone signed up. Like, I need to get them.
That's
It was
hilarious.
that
You're gonna
bad.
like laugh looking back.
Oh,
It's
it's
so
so
good.
funny.
Right?
That's so beautiful, though, because you just have such a light and a beauty about you. You really care about what you're doing, and there's a purpose behind that. And we mentioned that earlier, and building confidence by what we're wearing. You're getting
That's the thing. I consider myself a fashionista. Or I really am into fashion, but I think way more than that, this company is just about making women feel amazing, because clothes are great. Like, having a cute top is amazing, but it's way more important that you feel incredible going on that date or going to a work meeting or whatever it is. I think that's what this is really about, is just helping women dress to live like their best lives.
It's so beautiful, and it's so interesting, because that's one of the things I feel very passionate about, is that the reason we do anything or acquire anything or want to achieve anything is because it's a feeling we're ultimately after. I call that feeling happiness, but we make it just as easily call it confidence or success.
Completely.
Right? Were you always aware of that? How did you get to a place where that became your focus, where you wanted to help people feel good?
Yeah, so I don't know if I was always aware of it, but back to your initial point, I knew that I was spending way too much money on clothes, and I couldn't figure out why I wanted to buy a new dress for this event, or why I wanted to look a certain way in the office or at a work party. And then I think when I started thinking about it more, I was like, why do I need a new outfit? Like, this outfit that I wore last month is perfectly suitable for this event. And then I started thinking about, it's how I feel when I'm talking to my CEO. It's how I feel when I'm going on that first date. So then that's kind of where it really hit home for me, was like, oh my gosh, I could build out this closet that's going to make people feel amazing every time they walk out the door.
Right.
What's been the biggest challenge for you in doing this?
Oh my
Besides,
gosh, I don't
obviously,
even know.
there's the tech issues, and we're grateful that your boyfriend's able to have that. But what has it been like for you in this journey of building your own empire and building your own business?
Totally. I think the biggest challenge for me has been just to get out of my own way. So when we first started, and even up until a couple of months ago, I think I would create problems that didn't exist. So
Well said,
I
right?
would say, like, oh my gosh, we can't do this because what if the site crashes? Or we can't build it this way because it's not scalable. So I think now I've really learned to just move quickly and just not let myself stop anything I'm doing out of, like, fear. Because I think that's what tends to happen a lot of the time, is I would make excuses, or I would just be scared to move forward.
What do you think you were scared of?
I think I was scared of imperfection. So even launching the site, for me in the beginning, it took me a while to get it up, because I wanted to put out this perfect product, and I wanted to be a massive tech company, even though it was like me. And I wanted to just, like, put up this front of, well, we're huge and we're the next big thing. And yeah,
And you're like, but it's just me. And I'm figuring this out. But
I
it
love
has
that.
to look so good.
So primarily it's dresses, correct?
So it's everything. So
It
this top,
is.
it's stuff that you can wear to work, something that you could wear on a date. So we have everything from really casual tops to stuff that you could wear to a black tie wedding.
Wow. And what about jewelry? Do you think
And
you're going to take that on
We
eventually?
have accessories too.
You have,
so
okay.
everything I'm wearing.
What about guys? We want.
Right?
And it is interesting. It's something that I've definitely explored, but I don't think the need is quite there yet for
Yeah.
men. I think it's getting there.
Yeah.
I just think men can repeat outfits a little bit better than
Easily,
women
yeah.
can because
I promise
Yeah,
I have
but-
enough demand for all the guys.
Yeah, but
promise.
man, like they have
You
they
can
have
bring the demand. I'll
suits. They
create
have
it.
suits that are like $2,000. Like if they could
true.
mix them up, I mean that would be.
Yeah, it's true, and I think what is also helpful, which is one of the things you do so well, is I think there's a part of it that's like the consultation piece, just sort of knowing what to wear and how to wear it. I think that's very
Definitely.
helpful. So I imagine that's something else that women really love about Fashion Pass as well,
yeah,
right?
that is super, and it's so fun for our team because you can chat a stylist, and one of our customers will be like, "I'm going wine tasting in Santa Barbara. What should I wear?" And it's probably like the most fun part of the job to be able to point them in the right direction and help style them, and then we'll see their photos on Instagram, and literally nothing makes me happier than seeing our photo or our customers out wearing our outfits, having an amazing time.
And there's nothing bigger better to boost your confidence, I think, than somebody who really knows fashion tell you look fantastic in that.
Completely.
Right? It's a whole different experience than just having somebody random say, "Oh, that looks great."
Exactly.
You know. So yeah.
And you're helping the environment because people don't have
There
to buy
is
as much
piece.
stuff.
Yeah, no, it's something that I didn't even realize when I started the business, but I was like, wow, we're actually doing a lot of good for the environment because not only are people shopping less, but everything that we put out is recyclable too. So everything that we ship in, like all recyclable, all of that.
I love that. Well, I'm
you.
so excited to. I've checked out a little bit, but only I was like mostly looking at the dresses because I'm on the show. We can't. I mean, I've worn things maybe twice at the most. You know what I
It's
mean?
so
Like
hard.
you can't. There's no way you can wear things all the
Twice?
time.
Blasphemy, Erin.
Right?
Blasphemy.
So excited to be a part of the Fashion Pass community. We're certainly going to have to work together.
Yes, no,
For
I'm so
sure.
excited.
So where can they find you?
So you can find us at www.thefashionpass.com and on Instagram at Fashion Pass.
You're gonna get 50 messages from
Right?
me with all different pseudonyms. I'm John. I'm Rob. Can you please create a men's version? Love it.
I love that. Well, thank you so
you,
much for
guys.
everything you're doing, and I love the business
you.
model. I think you got something huge on your hands.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
Yep. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back. We're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to two inspirational women about their journey to the billboards in Los Angeles. Stay tuned.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And you may have seen them on the billboards of Los Angeles. We have Kinsey and Jamie in studio today. Good morning, gorgeous. Good
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be
meet you
here.
guys.
Yeah.
So your billboards are on Sunset. I believe that I've seen them. They're amazing. So what's it like to have a billboard on Sunset?
It's pretty cool. I mean, the first time I saw it, we were both actually out of town when it went up for the first time, and one of our girlfriends went and like took a picture for us so that we could see it. But when we both got back in town and I saw it for the first time, I was like, it didn't really like hit me that was me
Right.
up there. Like every time I drive by it, I'm like, hey, me, like that's me up there. Like it's cool. It's really, really cool.
That's
Makes you.
cool.
It's like a lot of really reassurance that like what you're doing is, you know, like the job that you want to do and stuff. So
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
you-
pretty cool.
Each of you have been recognized as one of Maxim's finest. What was your journey like to becoming this gorgeous, Insta-famous billboard model? Where did it begin?
It was kind of actually not expected, not really planned for both of us. She was pre-law in college and I was nursing. It was we had no plans whatsoever to even move to Los Angeles and be here. And then it kind of just happened and we slowly started it and then we
Wait a
built
minute,
that.
how does it just
You got it out in the best part.
it doesn't just kind of happen? There must have been a photo shoot or a party or
Yeah, there
What
was
changed
actually
things?
a party. Like I'm from Kentucky, so I'm from all the way across the country. And there was a party that I was invited to, Maxim Hot 100, and I was invited over Instagram. And I was like not even doing Instagram. Like I was my sorority pictures, like totally not modeling at all. I'd never modeled in my life. And I was like, sure, I'll go. So I literally just packed up my stuff and came to the event, and then I just networked and met like a bunch of amazing people. And I was like, maybe I had like a thought. I was like, maybe I should just explore. Like I can always go to law school like later in life, but you know, I'm gonna get old. Like I gotta do this while I'm young. And then so I just left. Like I gave my parents like a 2-week notice, and I just.
Did you give your parents a 2-week notice?
I didn't send that one in, but I apologize to my parents that you didn't get the 2-week notice. But yeah, no, I kind of was asked to do a photo shoot for fashion brands and things like that, and I was like, oh no, not my thing, like blah blah blah. And then eventually I was like, okay, I did it, and I had so much fun. And then I went to this convention it was in Vegas, and we actually met. And I was still living in Sacramento at the time, and we just got really, really close. And she kind of convinced me. She's like, "You need to move to LA." So I moved. I made the move, and I've never regretted it. It's been amazing.
And you haven't been separated since.
Right. we actually don't live together. We're not roommates.
Oh wow.
No.
But yeah, but it's good because then I feel like we would just get annoyed.
Well,
but we work together.
I mean, I think that my parents probably fired me. I never gave them the 2-week notice. But so tell me, so as a woman, I'm looking at you too, and I'm thinking, okay, please tell me how you're serving or giving back. It's so like we're coming to this place in history.
We do face a lot of like sometimes like some stereotypical judgment things. Like they're like, oh, just this model, and I've learned that like I've just loved myself, and I have a lot more to offer than just that. And that's what I express on social media as well. That I'm not just a model, but I am an educated woman, and that I have all these other qualities that I'd like to express as well. And I feel like when you give that off in a certain tone, it's all about branding yourself and showing who you are. So I don't think I were ever judged, because we do have more to offer than just like your look. I always constantly have 15 projects going on at once. So we're always striving for, and it's cool. It keeps you on your toes. So you're always doing different things. I leave to Costa Rica on Thursday. I'm modeling out there. So I get to travel so much, and that's amazing. I think that's kind of where I found myself, was kind of seeing the world. Like you guys were talking about earlier about that amazing show on Amazon. I'm so going to watch it. But no, you learn so much about yourself and about what other people have all throughout the other countries, and it really like it humbles you, and how blessed we are to live in LA. And so that's how I kind of found myself. But modeling, so we have a lot of projects coming up. I just was working on a film called Take Care, which I'm really excited about. And we have actually a lot of couple magazines coming out already. In March, I'm going to be in Mack, Italy. So
yeah, we have like a bunch of stuff coming up. Like we always are working on projects and stuff. We do like a lot of shoots with brands and companies that are on Instagram a lot, like super social media kind of stuff like that. But yeah, a couple magazines, can't really talk about it. But
So we're running out of time, but we appreciate so much you guys coming down. But tell us one last thing. Tell us what the billboard's about on Sunset.
the billboard is about one of our favorite companies. We absolutely love them. 138 Water. We both actually are trying to drink a gallon of water a day for our health, like you guys were also talking about earlier. And so 138 Water is our favorite company, and we shot with them. We love them so much. We've become a big family, and so we ended up on the billboard on Sunset Boulevard.
Great.
So thank you.
And look like that.
If you drink 138 water, that's what you'll look like.
Yeah, actually.
So,
The electrolytes in the water. I mean.
Yeah, it's actually great. And the colors on the bottles are all different colors, so you can like match it with your outfit, or like if you have a big family, like everyone can kind of pick their own color. So I think it's cool, and we love the team, and everyone's great. So it's
so
been great for both of us.
And then how can people find your work as well?
So we both are on Instagram. Mine is at Kinsey_Sue, and then yours is?
Mine's Jamie Thornton. And we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that jazz.
My email is also on there. That is the best way to contact me. I use my email every single day.
Yeah,
so
great, wonderful.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
so inspired, so motivated, and I'm just looking forward to following you guys, and I'm glad that you guys have each other.
Yeah,
so
great.
special.
Thank
Girl
you for
Nice to
having
meet
us
you
on the
guys.
show.
Thank
It's
you so
been a
much.
blast.
Right? So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to be right back to get inspired with two sisters who are actresses or actors, rather, I guess we say these days, and just excited to see their outfits, their hair, and all their jazz. So stay tuned.
Good morning, Wildland. We have two gorgeous, talented women in the house this morning, Brianna and Janessa Roy. Good morning, girls.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Look at those outfits. They are fabulous.
We slay all day.
I'm noticing. So where do you get the inspiration?
Definitely our mother. She helps us throughout these years. We've been really dressing up since we were little because we started off as models since we were 7 and 8 in Miami. And when we
Miami.
came, yeah. And when we came here is when we really started to do acting, and that's when my sister booked the role, Nina, for the movie Reclaim.
Yeah, with John Cusack, Ryan Phillippe, Rochelle Lefebvre. It's all about Haiti.
Just some random people. Incredible actors. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
It was just so much fun. We shot in Puerto Rico for 4 months, and it's just really thrilling. You guys should definitely check it out.
And congratulations on your new role.
Oh, yeah.
Raven's
Natalie
Home.
and Raven's Home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Oh, Natalie, she's just a really outgoing character. I know you guys will definitely love her. I think she's really fun and funny.
Have you started shooting?
Oh, yeah. Everyone in the cast is just so nice, so funny, and it's just good vibes all around.
What do you guys love most about acting?
I love when we work together because we get booked a lot as twins because a bunch of people think we're twins. So that's what I really love about it.
And who's older?
Me, I'm 13.
By how many months?
A year and a half.
So do you homeschool? How do you do it?
Oh, we're homeschooled to really balance everything out.
Wow.
Is it hard to balance everything out? I mean, 12 and 13, you've got a career. It's a lot to balance.
You know, after our time in our career, we really got the hang of things, and it's just like we can do in our sleep.
So do you still have a lot of social life because you're not in school? So how do you socialize when you do homeschooling?
When we go to auditions and we book things, we really make friends on set. We also have a lot of friends through social media and a lot of fans, so we interact with our fans on a daily basis throughout Instagram because everyone's on social media nowadays.
Do you feel pressure with your social media, though? Is it a lot to deal with?
I don't really feel pressure. I think social media is also another way you can express yourself through your style. We are like fashionistas. We love to express ourselves through our clothes, our hair, and we just love to share our thoughts with other people.
And how do you deal with the negativity?
Oh, negativity? I focus on the positivity of things, and I know that people are there to support me, but there's also going to be haters who are going to hate what you do, what you wear, what you speak, and I just think that you should just keep
Bring
riding.
positive vibes.
Yeah.
So right now there's obviously a huge movement with girl power and things like that. Where do you guys see the future going? Like obviously we hope everyone has equality for everyone across the globe, but do you guys see any trends? Do you think there's anything that you would say, you guys are way more insightful than a lot of the adults, let's face it. So anything you see that you predict for the future around women and girl power?
I think as the young generation, the next generation coming up, we really need to work to have a voice for others who don't have a voice. And that's what me and my sister try to do through social media and really express Black girl power, Black girl magic, girl power.
Afro power.
Yeah.
What's the magic power? Is that a movement? I haven't heard that one. The magic power?
Oh, girl magic.
Girl magic. What is that? I've never heard of that.
It's really girls on social media coming together, putting a hashtag out to really spread to others who are being bullied or are being tormented. Just like I just recently finished shooting a movie called Always and Forever, and I play a bully. And we're bullying and tormenting this kid. So I really feel like to get into that position, seeing all those negative comments towards me and my sister on social media, I also got into those shoes to really play that character.
Wow.
What
That's
did
really
you learn?
advanced stuff.
I learned a lot. He was being tormented for his weight, and I can't wait for you guys to know about all that. It's coming out nationwide around April, and it's really fun. It was a really great film to shoot. I got interviewed by Variety magazine, and it was just really a great experience overall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it ever tough playing any of these roles? I imagine sometimes it's got to be a little uncomfortable. Like, you're in the role for a moment and then you feel, man, that was kind of, do you have those moments where you feel uncomfortable a little?
I never really played a bully, but if I were ever in that position, I would know that I would never do that to anyone. And it's just a character I'm playing. Yeah. And you can't really feel those feelings that the other person's feeling, because even though it's just acting, somebody's going to feel some type of way, even if you're the victim or you're the one who's the bully.
Who do you think is your biggest inspiration?
Oh, my biggest inspiration is definitely our parents. They're both hard workers. Our mom and our dad, we love you.
Giving shout out to mom.
Absolutely.
So I want to talk about the hair. I love the hair. And so is this your real hair?
Yes.
And so was it like one day you went, you know what, we're going to do this whole thing? Or was it like, tell us a little bit about that journey.
Oh, our hair journey is just really exciting. Ever since we started with our afro, we've been getting lots of compliments. Everybody always stops us on the street, asks us if it's real or not, and if they always say, "I love your hair." So our hair is really a message towards young girls. You can always wear your natural hair, feel free about it, and you can always rock it.
I love that. So what do you do? Like, what is it like a lot of work to get it looking so great?
Definitely a lot of work. We watch a lot of videos to keep it this way and keep it healthy and keep it natural. It's really hard. Like, sometimes my sister has to we braid each other's hair to make it this voluminous and beautiful. So it's really a beautiful journey and to help others and share a secret.
Right. So spiritually, hair is supposed to be like antennas, if you will, right? For energy and to connect to the universe. Do you feel like anything where you feel more connected and more vivacious since you began to just go totally al natural, but not?
Definitely. The first day we actually tried the afro, it was okay. It was our first time, you know? We braided it, we puffed it out, and we were kind of like shocked. It was me at first, and then my sister was like, okay, I've got to try this. It was curly, it was a curly afro, but it was still beautiful. We got it out for the first time, and that day we had like so many compliments on our hair. So from there we started going to auditions like that. We booked a lot like that. They kept our hair like that.
And ever since we saw more and more girls want to wear their hair out. So I think it's just like a really positive message.
I do too. I love it.
Yeah. So when you guys aren't, well, of course you're slaying all day, every day. I'm clear about that. But when you're not working, what do you guys love doing?
Oh, we love to go out to eat pizza. We like riding our bikes together, jump roping, hula hooping. You know, I always win. I always win. Yeah.
We also love designing.
Ah, you design clothes?
Yeah.
Really? What
Yeah.
kind of clothes? All kinds of clothes?
Oh, jackets. You know, we rip our own jeans, and we also sew buttons on. Put pins.
We just like to personalize our clothes, especially when we're getting invited to fashion shows like Style Fashion Week. We always get invited to those things. So we love to personalize them, you know, rip our jeans up.
Do you think in a few years you'll have your own lines?
Oh, you know, anything can happen in a few years, so maybe.
You never know.
What would if you had a magic wand, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What would happen?
I see myself having an organization and helping out kids. I also see myself having a clothing line with my sister, being on a very successful TV show, and really just growing throughout my career.
I see that definitely.
Great answer.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, you know, it's just the same thing for me because me and my sister, we always stick together, and whatever happens to her happens to me because it's just the same way around.
Oh, you guys are so inspiring.
Yeah, I feel like I should buy some stock now in your company.
Right? Have a buy the stock,
I have a
right?
good feeling.
Right? Disney. I love it. Well, it's so fun to have you guys here. I can't wait to watch all the stuff coming up, and I can feel the energy coming from the universe. It is as if you guys are magnifying.
Where
for
can
sure.
everybody find you?
Right?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Brianna Roy, BrianaRoy. Same with my Facebook, and Twitter is Real Brianna Roy.
You can find me on Instagram and all my social medias at Janasha Roy, JenaShaRoy.
Love it.
So
Thank you guys so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you
We appreciate
so
it.
much, you guys. I appreciate it. So have a divine day, and we're
Oh,
looking
same to
forward to all of it. So please come back anytime you want.
All right. We'll be right back.
Wow, what a day, you guys.
Wow.
We had some great guests on.
Yeah, that was like 3 shows in one.
I know, right?
It's an incredible opportunity that we have as America's first live streaming daily talk show, Good Morning La La Land, after 2 months, to have a house so full of light and love and such inspiring stories is truly an honor to be a part of it.
It really is. I mean, it really reminds you how many people are doing extraordinary things and taking real risks to follow their dreams. I mean, it's incredible.
It's been cool, you know, just being in the community of Los Angeles, and it's had me look through the lens of this particular community and how much inspiration and how much it really is about dreamers. We're really all about dreaming in LA.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know it unless you actually sat down and had a real deep conversation with people. I mean, oftentimes you meet people in the streets and they share a little bit about themselves, but unless you sit down and take 5, 10, 15 minutes to talk to them, you don't realize the story that they have and they've lived.
And when you do take that 5, 10, 15 minutes, speechless.
Mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing.
It's
I
really
mean,
mind-blowing.
Lisa earlier, I mean, when she shared about soul blazing and her incredible journey all around the world, 60 countries, and hitchhiking her way after her dad, kept her under such close. It just.
That's a great story.
Absolutely.
It's a fantastic story.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and I'm amazed also. I think that the concept of judging people, I think, is being a little bit disillusioned to this also, because no matter if it's models or whatever, like everybody has a way that they're trying to be better or trying to get back in some way.
In the next generation, Brianna and Janesha, wow.
Right?
Hashtag girl power.
Definitely,
right
definitely some powerhouse
incredible.
there.
We're like,
personal story.
Transformation Tuesday, and then we have Wealth Wednesday and Thought Thursday, and then Friday feeling, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
have a great day, you guys. Rock it out. Stay motivated.
Good morning, La La
That's right.
Land.